Now that you guys have a little bit of the background as to how we ended up on this property and where we are, I thought I'd share a little bit of a miracle moment from our journey. You know, in the months leading up to this move, I was packing and labeling and separating our items for our family alone. I did not have help. Of course, my kiddos would help when they could, but I wanted them focused on their school and their social life, really not on the move. And so it was a lot of kind of fitting in what I could get done with, leaning on some help and support as I could in between job and my kids. But there was this one night where the last few items left at my other house were way too heavy for me. I didn't have the transportation for it. I certainly didn't have the network, to have the items moved, and the cash was not available either. And so, as luck would have it, a few months prior, I had listed an item on Facebook Marketplace, and the person who purchased the item shows up in a big flatbed that was capable of moving these heavy items. Now, his day job was to sell containers, and I actually needed one for the new property for storing some items while we got everything cleaned up. And so a couple months later, I bought a container from him, but I took a chance and said, hey, by any chance, would you help me move these last few items with your truck? I'm happy to reimburse your fuel. I can't hire a big moving company. And of course he said yes. And it turns out we had a mutual friend that we had both known for many, many years. It was actually quite incredible to figure that out. So this last night, he says, hey, look, my guy and I are going to go get this item from your house. We'll be there later, just make sure you're home. And, of course I was unpacking, so I was there. And he calls me at some point. He says, hey, I'm like 15 minutes out, but I'm going to tell you, I don't know how we're going to get this thing in your house. The aquarium has fused to the base. He said, we barely got it onto the truck. There is no way I can get it up the steps to your new place. Then he calls back and he says, make sure your gate's open. I got a solution. Well, right up the road from where I live is a gun club. And I know a couple of people who are members. I've never been there, but there are these men's meetings or dinners there on some cadence. And it happened that night was one of those dinners. And this gentleman says, I got some people that are about to come help. So I open my gate, and like a scene from Men in Black or something, this row of pickup truck shows up. A bunch of men get out that I don't know, and they help this now friend of mine unload this aquarium and stand and the other items and get it into my house. And it was a Herculean effort. Like, there was no small effort, and they all knew how incredibly grateful I was. I was truly in tears at this help from people who did not know me and certainly were not obligated to help. And of course, now I have a new friend in this gentleman, and I'm just incredibly grateful for him. And I don't know, it was just another God moment, kind of a nod to like, hey, I know things may not seem clear and they may feel a little rough, but I got you, even when you don't have a clue how you're going to get it done. And I can get emotional about it right now. So my encouragement to you is, I promise you God's got you. And I know sometimes it doesn't feel like that. And I know life can be incredibly tough. But you can do this. He will do it with you. And there are still some really great people out there who also help. I hope you're having an amazing day.